Okay, friends, some of you were able to get the Facebook video that I posted and some were not. So I'm going to try using what I think is a better webcam and also posting this on YouTube so that you can hopefully see this and share this with others who might be interested in participating. The idea was that for World Communion Sunday, which is coming up in roughly 3 Sundays, if you don't include the actual World Communion Sunday, the first Sunday in October, is a day that we remind ourselves and we remind our congregations that we gather together, particularly in communion, and that we don't do this faith journey thing alone, that we are a part of a much larger community, a global community, and one that is even larger than that if you consider that we talk about gathering with the church from every time and place when we gather around the communion table. So the idea was, initially, I talked with a few of you about having a universal communion service, trying to get members of our community to come together at a particular time on World Communion Sunday, and maybe even Skyping in so that we could participate in one communion service together. But it's hard enough to get folks to come during a regularly televised or a standard worship service, let alone something special like this service that I proposed. So instead of doing that, I thought what we might be able to do is to, in a sense, participate in a symbolic or in a symbolic communion service together with folks from around the world, with you. And so what we would do is we would gather in our worship spaces on a day when ideally there's no service going on, and we would lead we would act as if we were leading a communion service for our congregation, the way that we would normally do it, wearing whatever we would normally wear, saying whatever we may normally say, and we would do this in video clips and then share them with one another so that on World Communion Sunday, we could present these video clips as part of our communion liturgy or our communion service, um, and the congregation could get a sense, hopefully, or a feeling that yes, there are other folks around the world, from Geneva to Ohio to Texas to Kansas to here in Utah, that are worshiping and that are giving thanks to God and celebrating the gift of Jesus Christ. If not at the same time, in a similar manner, and then again a sense of recognizing that we are larger than just the group and the body that are gathering with us in the sanctuary. So what I propose that we do, and I'm going to kind of position this a little bit, is that you come into your worship space, whatever that is, whether that's a gym, whether that's a sanctuary, whether that's a chapel, whether that's at your dining room table. Um, but we come together and you would lead at least one of the elements of a communion service. And videotape that can be shared with others that are participating in this. So, for instance, if I were doing an invitation, I would talk about being welcomed to the feast. This is a joyful feast for the people of God, and all are invited, so on and so forth. Um, but I ask you that if you were going to do this, start by tagging it with where you're from. Something like brothers and sisters here in Sandy and around the brothers and sisters here in Sandy, Utah, and around the world. Let us know that let us turn our attention to this service of Holy Communion, where we gather with the church from every time and place, so on and so forth. And then at the end, when you're done saying, if I'm done with my invitation, I will then pause for 10 to 15 seconds. And what that will do is, as I present or as I post this video to those who may decide to use my invitation, they can match that with whatever they're doing in the worship service. So if you want to use my invitation, you can use that, and then you can cut the video off and then go on with whatever you were going to do that Sunday for communion. Or if someone else posts a great Thanksgiving that you would like to use after I do the invitation, then again, you've got that space, that pause, where you can cut my video or merge the videos if you have that kind of technology, but cut my video and then go to the next video and then continue on with the rest of your worship liturgy. Again, it's a crazy idea. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'd like to give it a shot. I'd like to give it a try, and I'd love to, in a sense, have you participate in worship with me on World Communion Sunday. So if you're interested, let me know. If you can do this, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, that's okay. We're still cool. I still love you. Um, but let's see if this works. And if you have any better ideas or other ideas of ways to do this differently, I'd love to hear those as well. So let's try to get these in. I think I said Tuesday, the 25th of September would be our cutoff deadline. So if you can submit a video clip of you breaking bread, raising the cup, saying whatever you would like to say or offer for the communion service, I would appreciate that. And know that others will use this video as well. If you have friends that you think might be interested in doing something like this, then share this video with them. Love to you all.